Hello? Hello? Welcome back. Thank you. Oh, hold on. I actually have to change the input for the mic again. Because it does not like me. Ah, ah, ah. Okay, thank God. Everything's lagging a little bit, but it's fine. Hello, yes. Hello, Stibby. Yeah, sorry about that. My voice mod did not like that. Am I still crackly? If I am, I might just have to end stream. Because I'm too tired to deal with this shit. I would really like it if things didn't lag up. Is everyone just tired today? I'm sick and tired. It's not that big a deal. It's just kind of frustrating. Am I crackly again? Am I crackly? Is it seriously happening? I don't hear it. You don't hear the crackle? Good. I could just be deaf. Yeah, I trust you. Big stretch? I will. Thank you, Stream Elements. And I will hydrate. Thank you. Hmm. Hi. I apologize for everyone who joined from the stream or for joined from the raid. God, I am so discombobulated right now. I apologize for those who joined from the raid. I did not intend for my mic to essentially explode. But yes, we will go back to the game. Here we are. Alright, so what happened?
The question is, do I want to let you stick around, or am I just going to drain you dry and be done with you? So, tell me, why are you worthy of me bestowing such a precious gift upon you?
Valeria pulls back until she's far away enough for me to get a proper look at her. All of her. I let my eyes roam her form, from her shiny raven hair to the way that dress clings to every dangerous inch of her body. I feel my cheeks heating, and I idly wonder if spontaneous human combustion really is just a myth.
Ugh.
Valeria tuts loudly and flicks me on the forehead before she grabs my chin, yanking my head up so I have no choice but to make eye contact. My face is up here, pervert. Her words are sharp, but she's smirking and looking entirely too pleased with herself. She clearly enjoys being admired. That I can work with. I can't help it. You're beautiful.
I'm aware. Now cut the shit and tell me why I shouldn't drain you dry and bury you underneath the hydrangeas.
Ew. I'll be loyal to you. I've never wanted anything more because why not? Mummy, sorry, mummy, sorry, mummy, sorry. I'll be loyal to you. I'll be loyal to you. I'd do anything for you. She maintains her composure, her face the picture of neutrality, and yet I see something flicker in her crimson eyes. Is that a hint of desire, maybe? I feel like I know enough about Valeria by now to understand that she likes to be catered to. She wants to be adored and obeyed, and I know I can earnestly offer her that. I think I want to adore her. To obey her.
Oh, well, I appreciate the sentiment. I'm not looking for a kitten who clings desperately to my ankles.
I'll be a good partner to you. I'm not the smothering type. Promise. She contemplates me for a second. Loyalty must be earned. She releases me slowly, my chin aching from where she held me so tightly, and she steps away from the bed to lean against her dresser. I sit up quickly, gathering what's left of my wits and at least try to be cool. This new distance between us tells me she's giving me a chance. Maybe an interview of sorts? I'm fucking great at interviews. I lied. So after your little interrogation of us out there, you might want to learn a bit more about me. She stares at her nails, trying to seem uninterested, something I'm coming to learn she's actually pretty shit at. It's weirdly endearing. You can ask me whatever you like, I suppose. If Valeria likes to talk, I can go for hours. Tell me about how you met Laurel and Ilias. You seem like an interesting group. Oh, that's cute. She scoffs.
Oh, you mean horribly mismatched and frankly fucking bizarre. I agree, but it works.
She takes a deep breath and gets that look again. The one she had in the lounge when she launched into one of her stories. I never did get to hear her finish her Saint-Tropez tale.
For Illy, I was living in London in 1901, just minding my own business. You know, being only mildly nefarious, but keeping a low profile.
I nod when she looks to me like she's trying to check that I'm following. As you do.
I would feed just enough to keep myself sated. I didn't want to overindulge in a city I didn't know. Our kind rule Romania. But London is different. More controlled.
The British are like that. She crinkles her nose in disgust briefly before waving it off. I pointedly ignore her very obvious, very British accent.
I was still mourning the loss of my life and my station back home. But I made sure that I took enough money from my husband to keep me comfortable for decades. I wasn't about to give up the luxuries I'd become so accustomed to. Then I heard about the murders that had started to plague the city. They were horribly messy, throats ripped out, limbs and organs missing. Certainly not the work of a pathetic human. I was enamored immediately upon viewing one of the crime scenes. I knew it wasn't purposeful, that whoever had done it was simply a feral fucking animal, but to me, it was art. The pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood didn't have shit on him.
She smiles, unabashedly fond in the same way someone might be if they were talking about their significant other buying them a diamond ring.
Only a specific kind of monster can make such a beautiful mess.
Ma'am, please back away from the microphone. I am weak. I shift uncomfortably, and Valeria notices. She narrows her eyes at me and then smirks. Terrifying, if not mildly alluring. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I found him eventually. He made it easy for me, of course. He was a disaster waiting to happen. The kind of gorgeous idiot that would get our kind called from the city by the hunters if he carried on. When I laid eyes upon him, I knew I had to have him. The moment he curled his fingers around my throat, I think I fell in love.
Aw. She sighs dreamily, once again looking besotted. Like she's recounting a fairy tale rather than whatever the hell kind of horror story this is.
I told him I would help him, and teach him how to live like a vampire is expected to. I didn't think he'd be interested, but it didn't take long to convince him.
How exactly did you convince him? Her tongue flicks out to wet her plump bottom lip. It's easy to notice how dark her eyes get, even with the distance between us.
I showed him what he could have, if he listened to me like a good boy.
Anyway. I stare at her blankly and she huffs, flicking me at the forehead. How? Ah, of course! I feel my cheeks heating. Figures he'd be easily subdued with, that.
He is a man who enjoys the simple pleasures in life. Fucking, fighting, feeding. It's what I like about him the most. That and his huge...
An involuntary squeak leaves my mouth. Valeria looks at me like she's contemplating foregoing story time to skip straight to murder time.
I was going to say big personality. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Farfalle. I simply do not believe you. She purses her lips, clearly trying to stifle a smile. And Laurel? When did they come into the picture? Valeria chuckles.
Laurel happened a little later. Illy and I had stayed in London for a few decades, and we grew tired of it.
He's a restless thing, and I was getting bored of cleaning up the bodies he flooded the city with. So I proposed that we travel a little, see the world. It's hard for our kind, but especially so back then. She curls her lip in disgust as if she's remembering a particularly unpleasant memory.
We'd traveled by boat, all cooped up in wooden crates like animals when the sun was out. Though we did have fun come nightfall. Oh, sailors are very tasty, you know. Salty. Plus,
Salted,
it was terribly convenient to get rid of bodies when you're crossing the ocean. Just plop, right into the sea. Bye-bye.
I see, taking notes. I feel a bit sadistic when I laugh, but somehow she makes even dumping dead bodies sound charming. That's convenient for sure. She narrows her eyes at me and I feel dumb for forgetting the murderous vampire does not like to be interrupted.
We drifted around America for a while. Found ourselves in New Orleans.
Yay!
I hadn't seen a place with so many of our kind since I left Romania. It was wonderful. But then that big brainless meat monster couldn't keep his fangs in his fucking mouth.
She sighs wistfully again, her gentle tone not matching her biting words.
We caused chaos. The streets ran red with the blood of our victims. It was pure bliss. And then shit got weird.
Weird like how?
Like Laurel weird. Ailey and I started feeling strange, like something was whispering in our ear and telling us to do and feel illicit things.
Ah. More illicit than murdering hundreds of people?
Firstly, thousands of people, fuck you very much.
Gladly. No judging. She looks to the side as if she's actually thoughtfully contemplating her response. Incredible.
Illicit by your feeble human definition? Yes, I suppose. But I'd been living life of my own volition for long enough that I'd forgotten what it felt like to be controlled.
Controlled? She bites her bottom lip and hums in agreement. Laurel is gifted like I am, but in a very different way. I can manipulate the mind and make you see things that aren't real. But Laurel? He can manipulate emotions. Really worm his way into your brain. They mess around in there until you don't know which way is up. Never felt anything quite like it. Ilias and I were so overwhelmed with pleasure one night that we fucked right there in the square in front of the humans. In hindsight, we should have charged. It was quite the show. Oh my. Oh my god. Her laugh is smug and dirty.
Unbeknownst to us, Laurel was watching, and I think he decided that we'd been taught our lesson for messing up their pretty little home. No one, mortal or immortal, is immune to me.
Oh my. I swallow loudly. I can't exactly disagree.
They came
Hello,
out
Ponce.
of hiding to introduce themselves, and the rest is history. And here we are, centuries later, living in a 3-bed in Portland with a leaky attic.
Hello, Ponsu. How's it going?
It's not exactly the life I pictured for us, but it's ours. The world changed in ways we couldn't have anticipated. It's harder for us now, despite humanity being more akin to cattle these days.
Living the dream. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm trying to impress this madame. Sleepy time, Nana. Have a good night, clock. Sleep well. Thanks for sticking around. Wait, I'm trying to impress this madame of the night, Mistress Vampire Valaria. So yeah, my night's going about as well as you'd expect. I can't disagree with that.
But the point is that they and I fit together beautifully, especially when it comes to Laurel and I terrorizing Illy, the poor thing. They've taught me so much when I thought I knew it all.
She points at me threateningly.
Tell him that, and you're dead, though.
Noted. But that's kind of romantic. A vampire love story for the ages. It's novel-worthy. Her glare is cutting. If you say so. I do! As a writer, nonetheless. I'd smash. I want to smash. She really is bad at hiding her feelings.
So, did that satisfy you? Any more questions about my sordid escapades?
Ask her about her abilities, ask her about vampire bonds, what's it like living in the modern world. I'll ask about her abilities, why not? You said something about having an ability? Like, magic powers?
Magic powers? I'm not a bloody wizard, but I suppose you could define it as a power. It's nothing just any of us can learn, but something deeply ingrained in certain select individuals. Some of us don't have anything special beyond the usual vampire bullshit. Speed, strength, being smoking hot and exceptionally good in bed, etc., etc. But then there are special cases, like Laurel and I, who have precious gifts.
Not Alias? She purses her lips, contemplating my question.
Ilias is special in the sense that he has a terrifying, unquenchable thirst and flies into a blood rage if he gets even remotely excited about the prospect of murder.
Yay, murder! His senses are impeccable, too. As you discovered, he can sniff out prey with a startling ease. I've never seen him fail a kill. She sighs dreamily.
An impressive beast indeed.
I try not to focus too hard on blood rage and force a smile. We haven't quite been able to figure out if he's just like that or if it's an ability. He says he quite enjoyed killing people before he was turned, though, so I guess that could have carried over. Just another of life's many beautiful mysteries, I suppose. And modesty, too, apparently. Yep. Yeah, much to think about.
Anyway, enough about that brute. It's Valeria time.
She flicks her hair over her shoulder dramatically. I have one that humans call cerebrokinesis. Consider my interest highly piqued.
A handy little trick indeed, especially when needing to subdue my prey.
She grins, fixing me with a pointed stare. Nope. There are many factors to such a power. Mnemokinesis, sedation, but my favorite is what Illy so eloquently calls my mind fuckery. Mind fuckery? She takes a step closer, twirling a strand of her hair around her fingertip. It's anything but coy. I can show you if you'd like. Closer again, her fingers coming up to curl underneath my chin. She tips my head back slightly.
I'll be gentle. I have no interest in breaking you. Yet.
Oh boy. Despite every single one of my instincts telling me I should probably at least try to have a little interest in self-preservation, the cool touch of her skin against mine is alluring. What do you mean by show you, exactly? She shrugs, dropping her hand, but I remain frozen in the position she placed me in, chin tilted in almost submission. She wiggles her fingers like spider's legs. Oh, you know. I just dip into your consciousness and show you some pretty pictures.
Unless it isn't a pretty picture you're interested in, of course. I can conjure up anything you desire. Pain, pleasure, fear, a trip to the beach. Just pick your poison.
Oh boy. Hi, Derry! Show me something spooky. Show me some sexy. The beach sounds good. I'd rather not. I'ma shave. I'ma shave it. I'll say the beach sounds good. Oh, definitely the beach thing. It's boring. Valeria sighs, her shoulders slumping. Fine, if not a little boring, but close your eyes. I grin and do as I'm told, squeezing them shut. And I'm immediately transported to a faraway land, a sandy shore, the sea clear blue, and there's even frickin' palm trees swaying on a tropical breeze. Imagine not choosing this sexy option. Hey! It's my fucking brain. Leave me alone. She nailed the vibe. There's really nothing as blissful as the soothing sounds of 70s classic soft rock in my ears and the taste of pina colada on my tongue. I really do like getting caught in the rain. Thank you, Rupert Holmes. Before I can truly appreciate the feeling of sand between my toes and warm sun beating down on my bare shoulders, I find myself yanked back to reality. Valeria is frowning. Well, was it everything you dreamed? I feel like I need to go on holiday now. Excellent work! I feel bad. I'm gonna reload that. Yes, I will load that. Show me something spooky. Why not? My tongue feels heavy in my mouth when I say it. What about something scary? A daredevil, So brave for a human. I nod slowly, heart racing as she stares me down with a wicked glint in her eyes.
Close your eyes.
I take a deep breath and obey, eyes squeezed tight as it happens instantaneously. First darkness, then trees, grim and blackened and dead with bare branches that curl inward like claws reaching out for prey. The ground is dry under my feet, leaves crunching as I take a tentative step forward, and the air is thick with the stench of predator and rot. I squint up at the sky, and it's pitch black and crooked, and the moon is full and round, yet it doesn't seem to cast any light upon the forest below. I hear a laugh in the distance, something sweet and lilting, and yet there's not a single thing right about it, just wrong. All wrong. The distinct feeling that I'm being followed settles like lead in my gut, and the only thing I can do is start to run. My throat burns as I fill my aching lungs, gasping, and then there's footsteps behind me, twigs snapping. Too quick to be human, too sure-footed to be an animal. I stagger and fall, breathing against the dirt and dead leaves, my hand cut and leaking crimson against the forest floor, staining it. I hiss through clenched teeth at the pain that shoots through my limb, the cut deep, and the footsteps only get closer, closer. This feels so real that I'm starting to believe it is. Starting to believe that maybe Valeria did something far more than she said she would. Wakey wakey. And then I'm back, my eyes snapping open to find Valeria looking at me with naked glee in her eyes. I blink a few times, trying to chase away the tangible darkness that lingers behind my eyelids, the smell of decay still thick in my nostrils. What the?
How was it? I'm a little rusty on the spooky stuff.
It was incredibly unnerving. I kind of want to know what was going to happen. Valeria makes a contemplative little noise.
Huh? Then I haven't lost my touch.
I'd go with no. I'm pretty sure I was on the verge of shitting myself, actually. She claps her hands. Wonderful. Oh, she's cute. Ask her about vampire bonds. What's it like living in the modern world? Ask her about vampire bonds. So how exactly does it work with the three of you? I know you said the humans get your kind wrong, but do you have mates, or are you just the same as us? She laughs, a quick, sharp bark.
Same as us. That's cute. We might be soulless, and our hearts may not beat, but we are still capable of love. Even if that love is different from how a human might experience it.
No. She pauses and purses her lips, her gaze lifting to the ceiling. I suspect she's trying to find the right words to explain what to my tiny human brain understands.
Our ability to love and care for each other is vast, despite all of our darker aspects. A lot of us are nomadic because we have to be. So finding partners who you tolerate enough to spend centuries with isn't something that comes easily.
I snort at the tolerate part, and Valeria bristles, but she's smirking.
Yes, tolerate. Believe it or not, we are actually quite fond of each other.
I can tell. I just wonder what it's like to be wanted like that. Damn, Farfalle, getting deep. She observes me with a tilted head, her eyes unnervingly bright in the dim. She's sizing me up again, but feels decidedly less murderous this time.
Vampires are driven by their instincts. We feed and fuck and fight, and there's little room for much else. Fucking and fighting. Just different verbs with similar structures.
I nod furiously.
But then when you do find more, well, you cling to it.
Interesting. She waves her hand dismissively and makes a derisive noise.
Oh, it's all very complicated. I doubt your tiny human brain could handle it, honestly.
My tiny human bean! I snort again. Maybe she read my mind. I'd kind of like to understand. Maybe. If you'll let me. Valeria sighs deeply and takes my chin in her hands. I think it might be a habit of hers.
You ask a lot of me, little bird.
What's it like living in the modern world? I think about her leaky attic comment and all of the weird, wonderful, and frankly fucking terrifying adventures that she's been on, and can't help but wonder. How the hell did you end up here in Portland? She looks a little taken aback at first, but her expression quickly softens into something akin to understanding. Well, like I said, things didn't exactly work out the way I planned. The way any of us planned, I suppose.
It's precarious being a vampire in this day and age. The court dictates that we have to adhere to their silly, archaic rules and lay low. Otherwise, we'll be eliminated.
She punctuates the end of her sentence with some pretty sarcastic air quotes. Wait. Court? As in a vampire court? Valeria doesn't exactly seem pleased with my interest in this particular subject. Clearly it's a sore one.
Yes, a vampire court. Don't get too horny over the idea. It's far less glamorous than it sounds. They're the bane of our fucking existence, I'll have you know. Bureaucracy is soul-crushing, regardless of if you actually have a soul.
Ponsu, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I can feel the annoyance rolling off her in waves, and I'm not sure if I have the guts to poke her about it and witness another of her brain-shaking tantrums, but my eye is twitching at the prospect of there being an entire vampire court in my hometown. Clearly I'm doing a bad job at hiding it because she's narrowing her eye at me. What is wrong with you? She scoffs loudly, her teeth bared. I've been caught. No, for fuck's sake, you are horny over it, aren't you? I offer her a sympathetic grin. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the fact that they've been here. That you've been here, existing among us this whole time. Among us. You can't even cut me some slack. You can cut me some slack there, right?
You spend too much time on the internet, kitten.
True.
I can assure you, it isn't anything like you've seen in your little movies or your silly books. It's sterile and boring. They exist solely to make our lives hell and keep us in line.
Which we don't take kindly to, as I'm sure you can guess. Keep you in line? How? You're so strong and powerful. And stubborn, I want to say, but I quite like my head being attached to my body.
Oh, sweet of you. But despite how incredibly powerful the three of us are, there are, unfortunately, far older, far scarier vampires than us out in the big bad world.
I'm sure you know better than anyone that you can't get away with much without it ending up on Twitter these days. They said Twitter like 3 times. Why are we now all of a sudden calling it Twitter? Oh, it's a joke. It's I said what I said. Can you imagine one of us getting caught feeding? Killing? That shit would go viral fast. I can't exactly disagree.
The world is garbage and full of garbage people. Even creatures like us have evil overlords who want to control us.
She pauses for a moment, and then she grins. It's a bit unnerving, if not slightly arousing. Though the court is no match for our Laurel, I'm pretty sure they've been plotting their downfall for ages. Decades. Why'd I say ages? From the little interaction I've had with Laurel, I think to myself that they'll probably succeed. You know, talking to you is quite literally the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me.
I should think so too. I'm wonderful.
A fucking delight. I huff a laugh, nodding in agreement, and then a weird, stagnant silence falls between us. I feel like I need to broach the subject of her maybe possibly doing me a solid and turning me, but I'm hesitant to break this weird, strangely comfortable rapport we seem to have going on where she doesn't really look like she wants to kill me anymore. Valeria is staring at me, her brain clearly working hard to try and figure me out, and I hate how much of an open book I probably am.
You know, siring someone is not a thing our kind takes lightly.
And my traitorous human heart and brain is no match for her. She continues, stepping closer.
It's a commitment that no mortal could ever fathom. Something more permanent and intimate than any futile bonds made during a human's lifetime. You're tethered for the rest of your immortal life, for eternity, unless one of you turns to ash.
Sounds kinky. Probably is. Maybe even then.
Despite the distance between my sire and I'm still all too aware of his existence.
Ooh. Sounds like it was a bad parting of ways. I watch her expression shift, a subtle change that looks almost human. Her sharp, otherworldly beauty softening for the briefest of moments before she's back to being cool and perfectly collected. There's something almost soft and vulnerable about her, under all that bravado and snapping teeth. It's nice.
I was turned against my will, as most of us often are, and a person like me doesn't do well with being betrayed. I was rich and beautiful and free, and I fell in love with a man that I believed would join me in that freedom. I believed that we were the perfect match.
Ugh. And then Valeria glares at me, and I decide to dial down my curiosity. I'm trying to get lucky here, not straight up murdered.
And then that bastard goes and kills me on our fucking wedding night.
Ooh, hate that. She bares her slender throat with the tip of her head and a sly smile before grabbing my wrist and yanking me closer. It's a bit late to play coy. You can touch. It's invisible to the naked eye, but when she guides my hand to her neck and I carefully run my fingers over her cool skin, I feel the raised, long-healed scar. I can't help but shudder. Whoa. Teeth. Sharp and unforgiving. The scar is messy and deep, and clearly her sire showed her little mercy in her final moments of mortality.
He loved me, and I loved him, even after what he did. But I could never forgive him for taking that choice away from me. For not even giving me one in the first place.
She releases me and lets her hair fall back over her shoulders.
The years all begin to bleed into one eventually. You watch your family die, all while you remain unmoored, just existing somewhere in between. You prepared for that. To watch your loved ones wither and die. To be tethered to me for the rest of time.
Her smirk is devilish. Whew. I'm going to save. So fucking ready. My heart is a hammer in my chest, ready to quite literally burst out of my ribcage, alien style. Is this really happening? I'm so fucking ready. I've never been more ready for anything in my life. You know, I'm impressed. I can't detect even an ounce of hesitation on you. She grabs my chin again, tightly, leaning in to run her nose along the edge of my jaw. I shudder from head to toe.
Before they die, humans tend to reek of fear and dread. Oh, it's exhilarating. But you...
When she pulls away just enough for her to make sure I can look deep into her eyes, she bites on her bottom lip.
You smell like excitement. It's a most delicate, intoxicating ambrosia. I can't wait to taste you.
Okay, sent a shiver up my spine. My breath hitches and I nod slowly, but with great enthusiasm, trying to telegraph that I am incredibly fucking stoked right now, without having to use my brain to form a coherent sentence. My heart does something weird in my chest again, an inverted beat, all of my blood rushing the wrong way as I try to focus on the sight of Valeria moving towards me with a greater intent and that hungry look in her eyes.
Oh.
She laughs, tutting quietly.
Oh, don't be afraid, little bird. I'll take good care of you.
Stupid of me to forget she can hear the way the organ is literally trying to pound its way out of my body. My ribcage ready to split open and let everything vital pour out onto her nice silk bed sheets. They cost a lot of money. She tilts her head, a sharp smile cutting her perfect face in two as she reaches out and curls cold fingers around my wrist. She feels the bumps on my veins and the delicate bones with the pat of her thumb, and I think I might be the horniest thing I've ever experienced.
I promise to make you feel good first.
Ooh. First?
Well, yes. Before the whole killing you part.
Shit. Right. That. Killing me, then bringing me back as your favorite new immortal partner? She snickers and boops me on the nose with a fingertip. Aw, cute. You're cute. That's not exactly an answer, but, okay. Well, I guess there's no going back now. I'm just glad I'm going out this way, and if she refrains from fully murdering me, we'll have a nice experience to look back on together.
Your heart is beating so fast, like a little rabbit. It's so noisy.
She brings my wrist to her mouth, brushing her lips over my pulse point. I can see the whites of her fangs, the thread of them making my toes curl. Then she licks a wet stripe along my skin, stopping at the heel of my hand to apparently savor the taste. You taste sweet, like honey. Is that a good thing? Her answering laugh makes me flinch, and she's quick to grab my other wrist as she settles over me, her thighs astride my waist. Hey, yo! She's petite in stature, but there's nothing small about Valeria. She looms, filling the room with an almost oppressive presence. even when standing beside a physical giant like Ilias or someone like Laurel, who can cut you to the core with just a look. Her dress rides up her leg as she shifts on top of me, already leaving little to the imagination, but the way the fabric pools at the curve of her hips makes my mouth water. Hey, I'd reach out and touch her if she wasn't pinning my wrists above my head. But then I can't exactly bring myself to be mad about that. Stay. I nod. I have no interest in disobeying her.
Now, tell me what you want, kitten. Use your imagination.
I'm gonna get banned so fucking fast. Let's fuck. I ain't going out like no vanilla bitch. Hang on. I'm going to shave. I'm going to spice it up. I feel like I could fight God and win right now, so I pointedly look at the handcuffs and Valeria follows my gaze. You really want to play? I nod. I do. Very well. Valeria releases my hands, but I keep them exactly where she placed them as she leans over and retrieves both the handcuffs and a sliver of black silk. She holds them both up in the air and looks somewhat triumphant. I want to see you. I feel my cheeks heaving, wondering if she's going to laugh at me if I say what I want to say, but Valeria has been weirdly receptive. You know, for a murderer. I want to see you. Valeria drops the blindfold without question. You have excellent taste. She takes hold of my wrists and closes the cool metal around them. The click of the locks feel like the final nail in my coffin.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been with a human. You're all warm and fragile. It would take so little to break you.
Hang on, I feel like I need to set something up real quick. I'm going to not make that visible. Give me 1 second. Hey, chuba. I am very not used to this right now. Well, you know, it's fine. I could just use the other one. Break me. She laughs again, a little more condescending noise this time, her dark hair falling over her shoulders as she leans closer. Our noses brush. Let's get you out of those pesky clothes, shall we? Fuck yes. Fuck yes. A commanding palm displays flat against my shoulder. It's a wordless command to stay down. Like I could even think about moving when she has me tied like this.
I bet you wish you could touch me now. Don't you, kitten?
I groan as she leans in and nips the soft flesh in my throat. Vague promise fang driving me fucking crazy. I've always been into the idea of being bitten by a vampire, in theory. But that was when I thought they were nothing more than a figment of the population's imagination. Something that lived only on pages or movies and TV screens. Knowing that they're real and having one directly above me, intending to fuck me and bite me, is a whole other story. Those fakers can never hold a candle to the real thing.
Such a lovely specimen.
I wonder what you'll taste like. A clever finger walks down my abdomen in an agonizingly slow pace, finally settling between my thighs, and I swear I see God, or maybe the devil, when she finally touches me where I need it the most. I try to catch my breath between the not-so-gentle waves of pleasure as we move together, Valeria intermittently whispering filth in my ear as she intends to kill me with dirty talk instead of fangs. Her grip on my face tightens, and my eyes fly open when I feel her leaning close enough for our noses to touch. Look at me, kitten, and don't stop looking. Looking at her is a problem, a big one, because I'm desperately clinging to every ounce of sanity that I have left, and it still isn't enough to survive her. And she's right. I do want to touch her. It hurts how much I want to. It makes it so much better that I can't. She gives my face another jerk, snapping me back to reality. Understand. Her voice wraps around my throat, filling my lungs like smoke. I nod mutely, past the point of coherency, of making any sense whatsoever. Good. Every part of me is lit up and turned on, my blood rushing fast and hot, and there's a distinct feeling rising from the darkest deep depths of my stomach. It curls at the base of my spine and squeezes, and I know my time has come to... Valeria pushes her thumb into my mouth until I'm choking on the remainder of my sentence.
Don't be cliché, kitten. You don't need to say it. I can smell it on you. Can taste it.
I'm impressed that you lasted this long. I make a weird noise that I hope I don't remember later. If I even have it later. It bodes well for me that my feeble human stamina impresses you. She laughs, and the sound makes my toes curl, her eyes dark and reverent and swallowing me whole. Like she knows exactly when I'm about to fall over the precipice as I've been desperately clinging to. She leans in and presses her lips to mine, hard enough to brand the shape against my skin. I let go and I'm free falling. I come gasping, Valeria swallowing the sounds, even making some of her own, and then she has her fangs in my throat. As the sharp points of her teeth pierce my flesh, I feel a white, hot burst of pain, the kind you get if you curl your fingers around a scalding pan straight out of the oven. But then, it's gone. It hurts, still, but the pain bleeds into something verging on pleasure. It spreads throughout me, warm and tingly, not much unlike the feeling I just experienced. I furrow my brow and try my hardest to stay lucid as she drinks. The noises she makes are sensual, little whimpers and groans muffled by the thick gut of blood that slides down her throat. I still have the brain power to decide that it's the hottest thing I've ever experienced, and I just fucked a vampire. Valeria shudders and pulls back, her eyes wide and glittering as this line of blood, my blood, trickles down her chin. Oh. Damn, that's hot. She presses her fingers to her skin to stem the trail, catching the liquid before messily pushing as much of it into her mouth as she can. She sucks her digits clean.
Like cherries. Ripe ones. Better than I anticipated.
Hey! She licks the red from her teeth and smirks down at me, and my dying heart stutters in my chest. Now, time for dessert. Oh boy. She bites into her wrist, 2 perfect puncture wounds that drip a deep, dark red, the most perfect little beads surfacing from her pale skin. I feel like I need a cigarette after that, honestly. She presses it into my mouth, and the taste of copper bursts against my tongue. It's cold. Instinctively, I drink until she pulls away, apparently satisfied.
Good night, little bird. See you on the other side.
I feel her hand brush over my eyes, her touch rather light. Everything goes dark. The tingling in my limbs gets stronger, and death feels a lot nicer than I anticipated. In fairness, I just came my brains out, so I'd say it was a pretty good curtain call. I know how this goes. I've spent enough time writing this shit online. Dizziness, nausea, blood vessels constricting as the body tries to compensate for its losses. But this is different. Maybe it was the blood that Valeria fed me. Like some kind of morbid vampire ibuprofen. Take 2 on a full stomach before dying and wake up eternally hot. She's still touching me, her cool fingertips tracing the shape of my lips and brushing over my eyelashes where they fan against my cheeks. I wonder if she's helping me through it. It's intimate. It feels like the start of something. The pain begins to reach a fever pitch as my body readies itself for the transformation, but Valeria's lips are at my ear before I lose consciousness. Her voice breathy and sweet, gentle in a way it wasn't before.
I can't wait to see what kind of monster you'll become.
Ooh. I feel a strange sense of peace through the pain as it peaks and tapers into numbness, and I let go. I let myself fade away. See you on the other side. Part 4, Rebirth! Let's go! Well, that was interesting. Oh boy! I don't know how to feel about this. Tricky, isn't it? Oh boy. It's the same feeling, the prelude to waking up. 5 minutes before your alarm goes off, when you know you're about to enter the waking world, but the desperation to stay asleep claws at you. Excuse me. My fingers begin to twitch, and I blink as if I'm stuck, anchored to the land of dreaming. Hazy memories drift to the forefront of my mind. Then, perfect clarity. Everything. I remember it all. From entering the house, to meeting the vampires, to the interview, to Valeria's bedroom, and finally to the turning. I'm still in Valeria's bed, my eyes still closed, my senses slowly returning. I can smell her all around me, floral and sweet and sharp. As well as my nose feeling superpowered, my ears are fine-tuned to, well, everything. I can hear the skittering of animals outside, the gentle chatter of humans down the street. And then I realize that there's also a couple of things I can no longer feel. Once vital things. The most vital of all, my heart, is dead. I'm hyper-aware of it in my chest, and it feels heavy despite its dormancy. A gentle reminder of my new state of being, I suppose. There's also a distinct coolness to me, from my bones to my skin, though it isn't the same as being caught in the snow and left to thaw. It's just strange. It's just a strange, prickling awareness. All things considered, this feels like a peaceful sort of awakening. There might be a distant memory of pain and screaming, of my body dying and rebuilding itself while I was stuck somewhere in between, but it doesn't haunt me. Maybe it's tucked away for keeps. I take a moment to embrace it all. And then I feel a finger poking at my cheek. Hey! I hear a quiet, dirty laugh, and I'm suddenly all too aware of a body beside me. Valeria. She's lying flush against me, her body temperature now feeling strangely normal, if not a little warmer than my own. Time for round 2, baby! Let's go! I suppose that, technically, I'm a freshly risen corpse. Cool.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Yes, ma'am. I groggily open my eyes when I hear her voice. My eyelids feel heavy, mom's spaghetti, and my head feels as what? I can read. My head is throbbing like I'm suffering through the worst hangover in the history of everything, but the sight of Valeria soothes away the ache. Ah! Holy hot mama! Leaning over, she presses her crimson lips to my ear, her voice dipped low. Good night, Farfalle, and happy death day. Night? How long was I out for?
You died, little bird. It takes time for the body to recover from that.
True. You were out for about 3 days, give or take. Not bad. I've seen some take up to a week to turn fully. As I shift under the covers, I focus my attention on my arms. More specifically, that they're crossed over my chest like I'm a poor facsimile of those dramatized movie vamps she scoffs at. I roll my eyes at her, trying desperately not to smile. Really?
Ugh, you're the one so enamored with all those silly little vampire tales, kitten. Besides, I was bored. Had to entertain myself somehow.
Hey. Her pout shifts into a smirk. I look away for 1 second. Garden! We had sex! We had hot vampire sex while you were gone! Garden! I smashed! Not only did my cherry get popped, but I'm a vampire now! Because I can't say the other thing. I pause for a moment to take her in where she lounges beside me, and if they were still able to, I think my cheeks would be heating. So you technically didn't die a virgin? Technically! I gotta look up some art of this girl. Oh boy. I mean, I'm assuming all of the art is already kinky enough, like... You know. The incredibly flimsy lingerie that she's wearing leaves little to the imagination, and for that I am incredibly thankful. It even has sparkles. It sparkles. Feels like I'm seeing her for the first time in high definition. She's even more beautiful than my feeble human eyes could ever possibly comprehend. She has a glass of red wine, expensive and old, my new nose tells me, in one hand, and the other clutches an indecent-looking novel of First Bite, titled First Bite. Heh, I see what they did there. The cover is adorned with a particularly lewd illustration of a vampire chowing down on a half-naked human who looks a little too pleased about it. I can relate. A vampire romance novel. Is it good? You are absolutely not in the position to judge me.
Did dying make you forget that you write cryptid erotica, sweet thing?
Fair point. Can I at least see the synopsis?
Ugh.
Hi, Atsui! Can't have my sire reading subpar smut. I move my hand to reach for the book, and I see that my other dark clothes have been replaced by a black silk robe. Ooh, nice.
There are better places to take a nap than on the ground, you know.
Jordan, thank you for the follow! I appreciate it. Welcome in. Also, you missed it! We had vampire sex! It even has fluffy sleeves. Oh, is it the one that's hanging on the wall? Zeal! Yeah, I know, right? It looks adorable on you. I stared at her for a hot minute before I remember her tricky little mind fuckery powers. Just got back from riding around town. How'd it go? Where'd you go? What'd you get? I'm more into werewolves anyway. I mean, I like both. I just like biting. I'm stinky, so I gotta shower. Yeah. Go shower, you stinky Zambi. Supplies for the printing business strata. Ah, I see. I hope that goes well for you. I hope it is going well for you, I should say. But yeah, welcome on in. Hello, Jordan. How was your day? Thanks, I think. You're incredibly welcome. Now, do you feel up to taking your new body for a spin? Close your eyes, baby fangs. I nod and oblige without hesitation.
Illy, Laurel, enter.
Oh boy. This is one hell of an introductory stream for me. Yeah, well, you know. New body. Yeah, we just turned into a vampire. Man, I want one too. I mean, I would offer you mine, but I'm kind of using it right now. Anyway, Laurel and Ilias are standing in front of me, and if I had to guess, they were probably lurking outside and doing some very casual vampire eavesdropping. Valeria asked us to assist with gently easing you into the fold. what Laurel said. So, what does that entail exactly? Valeria sets aside her book and a glass of wine and starts to join the other two. Stands to join the other two.
We planned a little surprise for you.
Uh-oh. I love surprises! The three of them grin at me, sharp teeth on display. It's decidedly unnerving. I narrow my eyes at them. Feeling less enthusiastic suddenly. Please don't bring in a human for me to suck on.
Oh, cool it, baby fangs. It's nothing like that. Yet.
It's your very first day as a vampire, and... Valeria nods to both Ilias and Laurel, and the three of them all pull something from behind their backs and place it on their heads. Ah, they're so cute. I love them. Fucking party hats with rainbows on. They're also all holding colorful party poppers. It's the best birthday ever. If my heart could beat, I think it would be pounding double time. The fact that they did this for me and that they all look so happy. Feels like I'm really part of their family. They're proud of me. I really hope vampires don't cry blood. Guess I'm about to find out.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Fafrelli! Sorry for the late reply. Was writing the introduction on Discord. My day, or night I should say, was great. My graveyard shift passed pretty quickly. Now chilling in bed. Thank you for asking. How was your day? My day's been going pretty well. I worked on a bunch of little doodles for some friends of mine. I basically slept most of the day, but you know. My mom came home yesterday from being abroad in Guatemala for like a month, so that's fun. She brought me home bracelets, and she brought me home a little bag that I might take a picture of and actually post on the Discord because it's actually really cute. It has Guatemala on it, and it's very nicely embroidered. That's what I do, mostly sleep or work. Hey, that's my life too. And then they brought me home some dinner, so I'm having a blast, just kind of slowly gnawing away at my mozzarella sticks. And yeah, had some hot vampire sex, but besides that, I'm having a pretty good day. Yeets body parts into the wash, lurk to shower. Have a good lurk, Onsui. Go shower, Stinky. Nice, yeah, nice. Hold on, allow me to do one thing really quick. Ba-da-bop, boop, beep-a-da-bop, boop, ba-da-bop. Everything's falling in my room, and I don't know why. Why are they all shirtless? Why not? Not vampire sex, but they're dead. There's no body heat. Yeah, could have fooled me. That's the thing. I was the hot one, for once. I wasn't a vampire yet, but then she turned me. After a little celebration, Valeria escorts Laurel and Ilias out of her room to give me a moment to compose myself. Yeah, compose, decompose, yeah, whatever. I walk around trying to get used to driving this hot new immortal body. I stare down at my palms, my skin flawless, if not a little pastier than its usual hue. I poke my fangs with my tongue, feeling the newly sharpened points. Valeria said they'll get bigger in time, and she seems to find great pleasure in calling me baby fangs. For once. I'm sure you've been the hot one more than just by your voice. Thank you. I'm flattered, but also, haha, low self-esteem go bigger. Seduce bad person. Imagine. Coughs and yummy. I mean, what? I poke my fangs with my tongue, feeling the newly sharpened foot. Oh, they just repeated it. I dig it. I'm actually a vampire. A real live blood-sucking fiend. Dracula and I are practically the same. Ish. Saying the words out loud makes it feel real, and I know what I want to do next. Thinking of Ilias, Valeria, and Laurel standing together, it hits me that my entire... just fucking shredding this guitar. Who's just fucking ripping shit on this guitar? Like, goddamn. It's so distracting. I would immediately go turn all my friends and family into vampires. I mean, there are some people that definitely might not be into that, but like, you know, if it makes them immortal, then they should be cool with it. They should. But also the way that we were turned includes having sex, so I don't think your family would be down with that. Unless you've got a very interesting relationship. Fucking ghost of Randy Rhoads tearing ass on his fender in the corner. Hell yeah. The sex seemed optional. That's true. What's the difference between a non-vampire and a vampire? When a vampire sucks, teeth are expected. Ayy. Thinking of Ilias, Valeria, and Laurel standing together, it hits me that my entire life has changed in ways I couldn't possibly fathom. Everything I thought I knew, all the things I held dear, all of that's behind me now. And yet, the thought is strangely appealing. My stomach flutters and my chest tightens, but the tears that spring to my eyes don't feel like any sort of grief at all. It feels like a new beginning, and just maybe, longing. Is that Sully from Monsters Inc. in the picture frame on the desk? No, that's fucking, what's his name? Nasty Dennis, that's his name. That's the cat. I wander downstairs and find myself back where I started, in the foyer. The portrait of Nasty Dennis feels no less threatening, though, despite my newfound immortality. I chuckled to myself. Just 3 days ago, I was a regular human who stumbled my way into their lives. So much has changed, but I'm still the same me. I'm still Farfalle. Well, that's not completely true. I'm the Technicolor version of myself, remastered, now on Blu-ray. Hello, naked! Laurel graciously handed me a glass filled with blood. I don't ask where it came from, and I don't care. I'm suddenly all too aware of the way my throat burns. My body aches to taste my first drop. I greedily snatch the wine glass from their hands and down it in one go, like a frat boy at a kegger. I catch the messy dribble of blood that runs down my chin with the back of my hand. I lick it clean, careful not to waste a drop. Fuck, that's good. I look at them all staring at me, eyes wide, grins wider. I realize I probably look like a wild animal, unable to control myself. How could a vampire have piercings? Yeah, it's a lot of woe here. Shit, I'm sorry.
Think nothing of it. Your first drink should have that kind of emotion behind it.
The ache never dulls. It's glorious.
You'll get used to it. Control comes with practice, kitten.
I didn't know it was this kind of vampire party. I mean, I think it's always this kind of vampire party, considering I'm pretty sure they're a polyamorous couple, but like, you know, I'm into it. Valeria carefully pours me a second drink from a blood bag. Oh, negative. Drink up. I savor this round. I take small sips, letting it linger on my tongue, and really enjoying the taste for the first time. Copper sweet, like a mouthful of pennies with a spoonful of sugar on top. I wonder if every human tastes the same. A woozy kind of drunkenness overtakes me. A semi-repli- Fucking... Just the intense guitar music in the background is killing me. But yeah, have a good night, radio. Sleep well, I appreciate you stopping by. A semi-replacement for the warmth I now lack. I think I need to sit down.
Come on.
Come. Ilias guides me over to the sofa, and we both take a seat before Valeria and Laurel follow suit. We all cozy up together on the too small space.
Ugh.
Finally, an excuse to get a new sofa. I fucking hate this thing. Blood tipsy and sated, I can't help but smile as I sink back into the plush cushions. How do you feel? It's a lot to take in, and I'm sure it'll take some time to get used to the whole being dead thing. Ha ha! Beetlejuice reference! But I feel good. Really good.
Luckily, you've got eternity to figure it out.
Unless you find yourself in the hands of a vampire hunter.
Ooh. I'll tear anyone who tries to harm me with my bare hands. Fuck those Van Helsing types, am I right? Valeria raises an accusatory brow at me, but she's quick to shake her head and smirk when I wink at her. Can't believe there really are vampire hunters, though. Next you'll tell me the Mothman is real. Laurel stares at me blankly.
Well,
He is. He has a great arse. But regardless, I wouldn't worry your pretty little head about hunters, Farfalle. It's been, what, 50 years since we last encountered one? Last vampire hunter that dared to enter the city of Portland didn't last very long. Walking just a towel around his waist, hope I'm not late to the party. I'm just imagining you, like, not even having, like, the top part of your body, it's just your waist and downward. Because, like, your body just separates. But also, oh my. We destroyed them without even breaking a sweat. Pathetic. Filled with runny Skittles, yeah. It's just this pool of, like, sugary, like dye on the ground.
we celebrated our resounding victory with sprinkled donuts.
Yay! My favorite. Ilias huffs, clearly offended that Laurel took the glamour out of his story. Yeah, covered in the blood and guts of our brutally slain enemies.
Free donuts are the only real way to celebrate anyway.
Ilias huffs and folds his huge arms across his chest, an impressive pout on his lips. I need to hear the story. Intricate detail. Some other time. We promise to teach you everything you need to know. I just want to know how to contribute to protecting our coven. If shit hits the fan, you know? We are a coven, right? What's the proper terminology here? Brood, clutch, pack, clan, coven? All are interchangeable. What should I call us? Your kin. Kin. I'll let the name settle on my tongue. I like it. Good, because you're here to stay. You have to like it. Valid. Guess what? I just got some new roommates! The room falls into silence, and it's the comfortable kind. I look around, taking everything in. Powerful Ilias, entrancing Laurel, breathtaking Valeria. I smile to myself. This is my new home, my new life, my new world. Finally, I belong. Welcome to the family! Congratulations, baby fangs! Yay! We got the good ending, I think. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love these credits. Are these just all meme redraws of them? That's so fucking cute. Aww. Composed by James Roach. Hell yeah! Silly pics, yeah. I think that's a good place to end for tonight. We will try the other routes at a different time, I guess. I'm not sure if I actually, like, got an ending, but I had 6, so I'm happy about that. That was interesting, yeah. It sure as heck was, wasn't it? And on that note, we shall find someone to raid, shall we? Me. I'd be happy if I had sex. I mean, like, not everyone would be happy, but, like, I sure as fuck am. Actually, let me move us over here, shall we? We have. Oh god, that's a lot. It's just a little bit loud. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I'm sorry if this kind of came out of nowhere. We will get back to this at a later time. Let's see who's live to raid. Ooh. Oh, I see someone we haven't raided in a while. Or I don't think I've raided him at all, actually. Glad you guys had fun. Alright. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to raid Mastis. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Alright. If you guys don't know, Mastis is another 3D VTuber. And he's very sweet. He's very nice. He's playing Resident Evil Village right now, so if you guys are not okay with certain like body horror or gore, I must give a warning right now. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. There is the raid message if you are not subbed, and there is the raid message if you are subbed. Thank you so much for joining me. Next time, I will probably be doing some art. Not sure, really. I'm kind of in the mood for doing a bunch of other things. I really want to play Nier Automata, so be on the lookout for that, I guess. If you want, you can follow my Twitter to see when I go live next. And consider, if you haven't, consider joining the Discord. I am not as active in there as I want to be, but I'm trying to be more active. So, you know. Yes, thank you, Pansy, for joining. But yeah. If you guys are interested, I am planning to play another round of this, maybe next week. Who knows? Damn, I missed KV's stream. It's okay. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tonight. Hopefully I will. But yeah. Say hi to Masses when you see him. I'll see you later. Bye-bye!